I've been a fool twice over. Perhaps love isn't all you need.
So I want to start off by saying he doesn't love a movie that surrounds itself with Beatles. With the Beatles.
I was going to say, The Mummy, they surrounded themselves with plenty of Beatles. But
right.
Yes, it's the lack of Beatles in this movie that makes it quite fascinating. Granted, from the trailer, they pretty much lay it all out for you for the first half hour of the movie. But when it gets rolling, man, things do happen in this movie that I wasn't expecting. There are many magical moments, of course, that occur with the Beatles music, or at least when it finally shows up in the film as he's creating these songs, but when it comes down to it, really it's the music and it's that kind of joy and feeling that it does bring society people, whether it's the diehard fans or the casual listeners, it's something that you can enjoy. So seeing a world without it and being dropped in the middle of modern society, it definitely gives you an experience that is much more on a multifaceted level. It ain't just the Beatles, so there's so much more to it.
There are a lot of layers to this movie, and not just, I mean, you got a little bit of what it was about in the trailers, but
right.
Then as you actually watch the movie, it starts to peel off these layers, and
yeah.
You're like, oh, okay, so there's a little bit more meaning to what's going on in this movie than just somebody who, or just where the world just doesn't remember the Beatles movie music. But you kind of go through this, Jack, I think the character Jack himself, Himesh Patel, who
yes.
did such a perfect job at playing his character. I think that we felt what he was feeling at the same time, like all that anger, but also that love and all. Basically, this movie was just kind of like a story for the music as well, but also telling a story of him.
There is definitely, like you said, layers and depth to each individual songs, and him trying to basically find the meaning of those songs, and we find the meaning with him as well, and it definitely adds a lot of heart to the Beatles' backstories, or at least when it comes to their creation of the music. And yeah, Himesh Patel and Lily James did an amazing job. Their characters are great. Kate McKinnon's a little over the top, but I love Kate McKinnon's truth. She's definitely the most honest one in the movie, basically telling everybody in every situation how it is. But at the same time, it's a little over the top the way she approaches it. But Ed Sheeran was great, and then seeing the dialogue between all of them. I love the dialogue. I love the conversations that they end up having. A couple movie references here or there. But yeah, it's definitely well written to where you could get some of this character to connect with each other throughout this film.
I also really like the way that they incorporated all of the music, all of the Beatles songs. They didn't just bring them out one by one, like boom, 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 boom. There
right.
was different times where certain songs were basically telling the story of what's happening in that scene and stuff. And there's a part at the end, towards the end, in particular, that I was like, okay, that's awesome that they kind of incorporated it in that way.
That was the moment I fell in love with the movie, and it's because of the way that they orchestrated into not just, it's just another Beatles song that he's dropping to get popularity. It fits within the narrative of the actual story, and that's when I fell in love with it. And it was a little close to the end. I'd say maybe a half hour away. Yeah. I do love that also with the music, the score for very few times will you find this trailer music in the actual movie, and it did pop up a couple times, and I was very happy to hear it because it felt the feeling I felt when I watched the trailer, it kept it going forward because you kept that music there, to where I felt that connection to my first impressions actually do meet what I'm experiencing, and that's why I was able to walk away with a very enjoyable experience. Right. But yet at the same time, they didn't follow every beat I was for sure expecting them to follow, and they don't. They go their own way.
I was hoping that certain beats wouldn't transpire, and they didn't. So I was really happy in the way that they told this story.
Danny Boyle, you killed it. Himesh Patel, I'm going to be watching your career with great interest. But either way, guys, if you're any little bit a fan of the Beatles, the music, and what the legacy has, been left for us going forward, check out Yesterday. It's definitely a fun movie. And if you're just looking for something a little out of this world, but grounded in reality at the same time, mixture of both, check out Yesterday. Universe. Yeah, I would give it a 5 out of 5. I loved it.
So I would give it a 4.5 out of 5, only because there were certain things in the movie that I was like, wait, but we don't get to hear what's going on with like there was a scene in the movie that just kind of was there. I mean, it's in the trailer too, but I felt like they just put that just to kind of have it.
You're like Alan Grant in Jurassic Park. Don't we get to see the finished product?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
No,
like I
show
wanted
me
to
more.
know like what was it, but I feel like it was just more so on his character
Right.
versus what was actually happening on screen.
So if you guys saw it, tell us what you thought down below. What was your favorite song in the movie? Tell us down there, just the song, and then everybody else, go ahead and check it out if you haven't. I definitely recommend it. You can like and subscribe.
And do the thing on our Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Stardust.
All the social networking gin joints, you know where they are. Kick into the party, fuel the party, keep the party going on our Patreon. Check out all our camp movies for Better Late Than Never summer camps. Just finished Heavyweights, and we have a few more there. Check them out on our channel now. We will be at San Diego Comic-Con very soon. Look for us there from Wednesday to Sunday. We'll be there the entire time.
Yep.
Thank you guys so much, and as always,
Goodbye.
now it's time to say goodbye.
Bye.